welcome back to my channel for another meal planning video. So I know I totally skipped February after I said in January that I was doing this every month. But in February we got a nasty flu that hit our family for like 10 days and then we went snowboarding on vacation. So I only had like 2 weeks of meals to plan by the time that all that was behind us. And I was like, that'd be silly to film a meal planning video for 2 weeks and not a whole month. So omit February, we're back at it here in March. So I'm gonna show you what I have on the menu for my family of 7, plus our 2 evening dinner guests, my dad and my sister, a few nights a week for the month of March for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you have any menu suggestions, leave those in the comments down below. I love getting new menu ideas from you guys. So if you have suggestions for April, let me know. All right, let's get started.
Okay, so first of all, this calendar is from Canva. This was, I believe it's through the professional account, but they have tons of calendar templates for free. And then I just duplicated some of the font and color to make a second template for breakfast, lunches, and snacks. Usually I use my Anna Vance meal planner, but because I need to photocopy the dinners for my sister and my dad, I just thought it would be easier to do a sheet like this month. So if you haven't been around here for a meal planning video in the past, I just do a rotation of breakfasts and lunches and snacks to keep things simple. Just a handful of different meals so that we aren't buying 1,000 ingredients every week at the grocery store and complicating things by making too many different meals every day, but also enough that the rotation doesn't burn the kids out like we're not eating the same 2 sandwiches all week long. We like some variety around here. So the breakfasts for this month are eggs, muffins or toast, and fruit as one meal. Another one is, I call it egg white oatmeal. It's just protein oatmeal. It's basically your standard stovetop oatmeal recipe, but then you mix in some frothed egg whites and some mashed banana, and it just adds a little protein with the egg whites, and then the banana adds some sweetness, and it's very creamy and like fluffy. I'll link the recipe down below. My kids are none the wiser that there are egg whites in it, and they need a lot of protein with all the different sports and dance and tumbling and all that they're involved with. Another meal that I have on the menu is bagels with cheesy eggs and juice. Then we also have sourdough pancakes or waffles in either chicken sausage or Greek yogurt. A couple of my kids don't love sausage, but then the yogurt for some protein and some fruit on the side. It's a funny season right now where we have overlapping sports. So my boys do karate, judo, and jiu-jitsu many nights a week and some mornings on the weekends. My girls both dance competitively, so they're at the studio often, but we've just recently added in a tumbling coach for them, and he has them doing workouts as well, so it's a little bit more of there's more of a protein need in our house right now. And then my older son just started spring training for football, so those are just straight workouts 3 days a week. So I just figured it was time to up the protein, and actually my girls' tumbling coach said we needed to add a lot more protein in just for all of the workouts he has them doing right now. So lunches are either a packed lunch, and again, I'll link the video that I just recently did on our packed lunches or homeschool lunches. We just use a simple system around here, couple favorites that we have, some different, they like pizzas on the Joseph's pita bread. They like sandwiches, they like snacky lunches. It's just helpful for me to pack a lunch ahead of time for my kids when I'm packing it for my husband so that we can just keep rolling through school. We're big on leftovers around here as well, so sometimes we like a warm lunch of leftovers. And then I always have a premixed salad in the refrigerator that I make on Sunday when I'm unpacking groceries, and some kind of a prepped protein. So I'll make a pasta salad with bonza pasta. This week, I'm gonna do buffalo chicken dip. This was a recipe that I saw in Jessica Waldock's video on our lunches videos that we did last week. It looked so good, like a high protein buffalo chicken dip. Tuna salad is one of my kids' favorites, especially if you mix in celery, parsley, and some red onion for some crunch. And grilled chicken every now and then. John and I just like to have grilled chicken on our salads, or we'll toss it in buffalo sauce or Greek dressing. So those are the 4 different proteins that I'll prep on the 4 different weeks this month to go along with salad if that's what we would prefer to have for lunch. Snacks are important around here as well because, like I said, everybody has something each evening. So we've got to have a decent snack when we're done with school, or they will just want to eat granola bars all evening long. So I set out a snack or have one prepared for them for about 3 o'clock every day. We have Greek yogurt parfaits or Greek yogurt smoothies as one snack option. A snack tray, which would just be hard-boiled eggs, apples and peanut butter, cut up fruit, popcorn, that kind of thing. Or a snack mix like some pretzels and popcorn mixed together with cheese sticks and some veggie sticks and ranch. Or hummus. So those are my breakfast, lunches, and snacks for the month of March. And now let's move on to our dinner calendar. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, it is the 7 of us plus my dad and my sister over here for dinner most nights a week. A couple nights a week, my dad has various things with our church, and my sister doesn't often come over on those nights, but they're here 3 to 4 nights a week at least right now. So most often it is 9 of us at our dinner table, but every now and then it's just the 7 of us. So the first thing I do here is mark out our date nights. My husband and I have a Tuesday date night, and that is always on the calendar, whether we're going out or whether we are staying in and watching a movie. My dad lives in our neighborhood, so if we're staying in, then the kids will just go over to his house, make it nice and simple. So Sundays also, we have our home group through our church that we host. It's a night that my dad goes to a different group and we host a group here at our house. So I like to make one of the main meals for that as well. It's a potluck, but 2 things. 1, I have 5 kids, and 2, we're the hosts of the home group, so I like to always have at least one main dish, and then somebody else can sign up for another. But when we go to a potluck, just being a large family, I'm bringing a lasagna or a chicken pot pie or something anyway, just because there's so many of us. So one of my favorite things to do for home group is to make a big batch of baked potatoes and put out some toppings as a main meal. On Monday, the 4th, on the menu is shepherd's pie from the freezer. I like to freeze some meals as I make them each month to use on busy days, and that just so happens to be a very busy day. The 6th is Bella's birthday. She has requested burrito bowls with the 100 Days of Real Food slow cooker green salsa chicken. And we do like some pickled red onions with it and put out some different cheeses and beans and toppings. It's really good. And then she loves the almond bundt cake. I make it for her every year, I think since she was like 4 years old. And I always make a lot of this when I make this in the slow cooker. So we will have leftovers on Thursday. Thursdays are church nights, so it's a quick meal. Then we have a dance and karate tournament that takes a lot of our time on the weekend. The girls and I will be heading out of town for dance. The boys and John will be staying in town for karate. And so it's going to be a long weekend event. So I think they're going to be doing some like frozen pizza type things. And we're going to be either eating with the team or door dashing or doing some kind of concession stand meal. So it just depends on the dance competition schedule, whether we will be able to leave the venue or if we're eating cheese and crackers and Uncrustables for dinner. So that actually takes that whole weekend. Then Monday, when we get back, we're having crock pot Italian chicken sandwiches and Caesar salad on the side. This is such a simple meal. It's just chicken breast and then some cans of fire roasted crushed tomatoes, a scoop or 2 of basil pesto, and some salt and seasonings in the crock pot all day. And then you put it on buns with mozzarella cheese and basil leaves. So all I'll have to do is dump all that in the crock pot and then make some burger buns. I like the King Arthur beautiful burger buns recipe, and just chop up a Caesar salad on the side. Mondays are our co-op days and we're out of the house most of the day, so it's always a crock pot day. Wednesday, we are having chicken pot pie, and I put a little star next to it because that means it's a meal that I'm going to double and freeze. It's just nice to have freezer meals on hand. And then on Wednesdays, I make dessert as a midweek treat. And so we're having oatmeal cream pies, like little whoopie pies. And this recipe is from Mix and Match Mama from years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, and we love it in our house. Very simple. Thursday is either taco pizza or walking tacos, depending on what our schedule looks like that day, and if we are eating at home or if we are eating at a park. Because of my girls' tumbling schedule and my boys' football and karate schedule, we might be eating with like a 45-minute break in between at a playground, or we will have 2 hours at home. I'm not sure what that looks like yet. Then we are having pizza. I make homemade pizza on Friday nights, and sometimes I do salad, sometimes I do chopped up veggies and dip. Always, almost always, we do crumble as well. On the 16th, it's a shopping day for Bella's birthday. She just is turning 15, and she wants to do a shopping day with her girlfriends at a mall in South Florida, so we will be grabbing dinner that night. The 17th for home group, I'm going to make the Hubby Lovin' chicken legs from Trim Healthy Mama. And I didn't mean to do like 3 Trim Healthy Mama meals in a row, but that's just how it worked out on my calendar here. We just love the recipes from Trim Healthy Table. So on the 18th, I'm making the Trim Healthy Mama stew of love, and I'll have some sourdough bread on the side. It's one of my favorite slow cooker recipes from their archives. The stew of love is just so savory and hearty, and it's really good. On Wednesday night, we're going to do chicken fried double rice. That is basically everyone's favorite recipe in this house. My kids really talked it up, so when my sister moved down here, I was like, well, I mean, they love it, but I'm not sure how you'll feel about it. And she was like, please make this every month. It's so good. So it's like a fried rice recipe, but it's made with brown rice and cauliflower rice, and it's so good. And then that night, I'm going to do a poke cake for dessert. Last month, I did a coconut cream poke cake, and everyone really loved it. I'm not sure if I'll either do that one again or like one of those standard Jell-O poke cake recipes. Thursday, the 21st, is Miss Annabeth's birthday, and she would love to go to Panera. That's her favorite restaurant, so instead of me making dinner, she requested Panera that night. Friday night, for pizza night, we're going to do the uni. So we'll do grilled pizza outside with John, maybe do some swimming. Because I'm not making pizza that night, I'm just going to do some oven-baked wings and put it out with veggies and dip. We try to do that once or twice a month. We've really enjoyed this uni pizza oven. It was John's Christmas gift from me this year, and we've already had quite a few friends over to enjoy the uni. The next night we are doing fajitas with some fresh pico and some fresh guac and chips. And then my kids start their spring break for dance and karate and everything else that they're involved in. They're off that week, and so we get to have a lot of fun outdoor dinners and swimming, and thank goodness for daylight savings time. It's going to be light later, and we're just going to enjoy that week as a family. And so the 24th, we will have quiche with our home group. It's another one that I'd like to freeze, probably just to use again for Easter brunch. The 25th, we'll do grilled kebabs with lemon and mint orzo. It's one of my favorite recipes, and some whipped feta. I will try to link all these recipes down below. The 27th, that Wednesday, we will do a cookout. John said he'd like to just do like burgers on the grill. And I'm going to do slow cooker baked beans with chips and then fruit pizza for dessert that Wednesday night. That's a favorite. It's like a sugar cookie crust and then cream cheese type of icing with some fruit on top. The kids, when they were younger, used to love to decorate it, so I'll see if Annie wants to do that, and Eli might do it too still, so that'll be dessert for that cookout night. Thursday, the next night, we're actually doing a beach day and having dinner down at John's mom's house. Her birthday is fairly close to Annabeth's birthday, so we're going to do a little joint dinner down where she lives. She lives near to one of our favorite beaches, and then her neighborhood has a great pool. So we'll do the beach, and then we'll head on over to their pool in the evening for dinner. Then Good Friday, we have a church picnic for our church. that Saturday, I'm gonna do 1-pot red beans and rice, and that is a recipe that I saw from Hannah at Hannah's Healthy Habits. She put it on her Instagram page, and it's so good. I made it last month. It was gone in one night. There were no leftovers. And then Sunday, the 31st, we have Easter, so I will host brunch at our house following church for our family and the family who comes in from out of town. And then we will head over to my aunt's house that night for a big family supper. So that is my menu for the month of March: breakfast, lunches, dinners, snacks, and everything else in between. We've got lots to celebrate between Easter, lots of birthdays. It's going to be a very sweet-filled month for us. Let me know some of your recipe recommendations for the spring in the comments down below. I hope this gave you guys some meal planning motivation, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.